Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to another episode of GFW's Friday Night Fight. We are live tonight. Of course, as always, my name is Nick. I'm here along with my broadcast colleague Dave and lifelong friend Dave. How's it going tonight, Dave? And I mean, what a 7 days, Dave. We have seen here in GFW. I mean, everything that's been going on between, these assailants attacking our talent on, last Friday. A lot's been going on, of course, in between, even on Forsaken. We've seen the return of Captain Carnage. And, Dave, there's a new global champion. And it's Captain Carnage. I mean, how the hell has this happened?
Oh, Nick, I'm always excited to be here. Fights are a role just now, Devil being the new, well, once again, the face that runs the place, but he's the face that runs fight, can't I guess? So, and now we've got these Rise competitors all disgruntled because, they've lost out on an opportunity, and now there's an invasion going on. I don't know if we're safe here on Fight. Folks getting jumped left, right and centre. And then over on Forsaken, Captain Carnage with a shock return. Defeating the Burning not once, but twice, and becoming global champion, and he's resurrected the outfit.
Oh, Dave, a lot can happen in 7 days. In GFW, in life. And as we open things up here tonight, we've got a lot to get through, folks, so just bear with us. Dave, we're about to see the debut of a brand new competitor here. Now, I believe this man is, of course, he goes by, of course, his real name's Rhys Llewellyn, from Newport, Wales, and we understand, Dave, that this is, I don't know how much you know about this, of course, yourself, but we understand that this man is actually a former graduate of the Kilmister School of Wrestling. Well, I mean, my question to the universe, I suppose, would be, why has he not appeared on Forsaken, next to the Kilmister Inc.? I mean, we'll try and get some more background information on this, folks, but yeah, this man is a beast. Look at the size of this guy.
Yeah, that man is a hass. But that's the thing that we keep forgetting, Kilmister Inc., the wrestling school, is an official partner here in GFW. So most, our new talent filters through there. Gail isn't hands-on, back in Scotland. Gail's here, leading these hand-picked pupils.
Yeah, across the pond, yeah.
He's leading these hand-picked pupils. Even one of these pupils that he hadn't hand-picked appeared, on Forsaken as in Reynolds. So it doesn't really surprise me too much that this big beast of a man has appeared here on Fight, filtering through the school of the Kilmisters. So
yeah, the big, huge guy. This guy, 6'7", I believe, over 300 pounds, and make no mistake about it, folks. I mean, he's got a lot on his plate here. Samurai doesn't maybe look like much standing next to him, but Samurai's a long-serving pro, Dave, here in GFW.
Scoop slam into a standing delayed suplex. Oh my god, look at this with ease.
Damn.
Got wrench, power bomb.
And goes into the cover, but that's going to take much more than that to beat Samurai, trained by the legendary Ninja, of course. But Dave, I mean, we've got so much to get through tonight. I mean, we're 2 weeks away from Battlefront. And of course last week, we did have a massive main event, Dangerous Man Devil. We managed to crown a brand new undisputed champion. We got an update on Forsaken, Dave, about Dangerous Man's health. We're hearing that, physicians are not clearing him to come back until at least Invictus. And Devil, of course, has got this week off as well. Oh my god.
Well, to be fair, Nick, I think after the events of the Scramble match, the amount of devastation those men took from the outside of the ring, it doesn't surprise me that they're all taking time off.
Yeah, I think it was inevitable, wasn't it? If you haven't seen Hard to Kill, folks, I mean, you're really doing yourself a disservice. I mean, that match, David, for the GFW title alone was brutal. I mean, a lot of the matches were brutal. The match between Brad and Hardcore, the match between Gale and Ray. There was so much brutality at that event. Oh my god, what's this here?
The power of Samurai. Oh yeah.
Wow.
Oh wait, that's a torture rack.
Holy crap. Oh.
Balancing the big guy on his shoulders there. Oh, he's feeling it there.
Oh. And, oh my god, Samurai here. He hasn't been known in the past to use his opponent's a move or two of his opponent. Oh my god. I don't think Reese took too kindly to that. Oh, for goodness sake. Oh!
Yeah! Swinging. Oh, rib breaker.
Oh, is this going to be enough?
Oh. The flurry of moves there that belong to his opponent, the Samurai.
Yeah, Samurai showing a great deal of power there. He uses it. Of course. Oh, here we go now. We're actually about to see the real thing.
Off the torture rack in the middle of the ring. And it's instantly over.
Oh, holy crap. Man.
The big guy never even broke a sweat, mate. That rib breaker setting up the torture rack is brutal.
Well, Dave, the only other thing I know about this man so far, like I say, we'll try and get more information as we roll into Battlefront on this kid, but I believe his name was Abaddon on the Indies before, Gale took him in and he started wrestling under his real name. And we believe that Dave his moniker is The Experiment. So hopefully we'll see more of this kid as the weeks roll on.
I mean, that's a huge win, beating a former interstate champion on your debut in the first match of Fight tonight. Just wow.
It isn't half, it's one of those things, I think, Dave, where you think you never know how it's going to go. You can't ever you can't write off someone like Samurai, for a start, but it's I mean, that was an impressive display there. And we're moving on now, folks. Our next match, of course, is Dave, our national title #1 contenders in action here. Against, of course, a man that we last seen fight for the Interstate Championship, actually, at Hard to Kill. In a great match against Mr. 47. Paul Townsley going one-on-one with Phoenix here tonight.
Yeah, this match is going to be hard hitting. You know, the Disaster Tour's kind of beat off to a bumpy start. You know, Phoenix has kind of had peaks and valleys, you know, since he attacked Samurai and started his vendetta against Samurai and won that feud inevitably. And then, you know, that match for 47 was just unbelievable. Like, how many times did you think, oh my god, 47's actually going to lose this?
Yeah, I know that for the first time, Dave, if you remember, we seen 47 actually needing to take a breather in the corner. I mean, you know, we all know you can't stop 47, but Phoenix did a good job of, you know, slowing him down at least. And he comes down. And Dave, the reason that Paul Townsley is in the situation that he's in at the moment is because, if you remember, before we went live all those months ago, earlier this year we had a Beat the Clock challenge event for the national title number 1 contender, and Paul Townsley was 1 second away, if you remember, from taking on the national champ at the time was Goliath, but it ended up being Nightmare, and he's been on that national title top of the mountain ever since.
Well, yeah, Nightmare, you know, set the time, and it was an impressive time. And Paul Townsley was 1 second away. Like, he just hit the power bomb. It was done. And as the ref's hand was coming down for 3, the buzzer went.
Yeah, and he was just devastated, wasn't he? I think we all were a bit like, oh crap, like, he's done so well, but it's still not going to be enough.
No, because Nightmare set the time, like, early on in the month and kept it right through to the end. And the only time that he was close to losing was that one moment.
That's right, yeah. Yeah, it was, and I think, you know, I think you've mentioned this before, David, I think Paul Townsley hasn't really been the same since then. I think he put everything into that. And then when he realised that it still wasn't enough, you know, he's kind of been on a bit of a downward curve ever since then, hasn't he? But he's got another opportunity. Of course, at Gold here. And we have to also mention as well, Dave, that our huge main event tonight, the national champion Nightmare will take on the interstate champion Mr. 47 for the first time ever, and champion versus champion, the winner of that match will get to face their opponent at Battlefront in that final match slot on Fight. And huge implications there. Paul Townsley could find himself at Battlefront, you know, on double duty possibly on the night.
Well, you know, that is massive, because basically the champions are fighting for their right to defend their title at a pay-per-view, which we all know, like, no matter where you defend your championship, you know, you don't get as much coverage until you're doing it at pay-per-views.
Well, no, that's true, Dave, and we all know as well that, you know, if you make it to the pay-per-view, you also got a pay-per-view bonus, you know, in your pay as well. So, you know, if money doesn't motivate you, then I don't know what else can I
Oof, shoulder breaker right up the gate there.
Paul Townsley and Phoenix, they'll know each other well. Dave came through the ranks in CWF together all those years ago. Oh, Paul came in a little bit later, of course, with his brother Tom, once Phoenix was established in CGW, but
well, yeah, I mean, Phoenix has been established since his ICW days, you know, as being one of the most vicious competitors that ever was, you know. But when he hit GFW and became the first ever global heavyweight champion, that changed everything.
Yeah, he came out the gates at the very... I mean, that was our first ever main event, Dave, for our vacant CGW championship, if you remember. There was a tournament, I believe, I think it was of numerous battle royals. And... Oh, Phoenix, of course, ended up on the top of the mountain, the very first CGW, well, our very first World's Champion, actually. If you're tracing back the Holy Grail, the global titles lineage, it starts with Phoenix, Dave, all the way up to Carnage now today.
Well, that's it. The global championship, it vanished, you know, after GW. Spinebuster. After GW became
Oh my.
the other wrestling company that was
Let's not go there, Reeds.
and I think that the lineage stopped after CGW, and the fact that, you know, when the Hayes and Mr. And Mr. O decided to bring back, well, you know, go into business together and create GFW. The first rule of business was, they said, you know, we're bringing back the global championship because that has the most prestige.
Yeah.
All the big names held it back in the day. And that's why, yes, right, like that's why you call it the Holy Grail. And it goes all the way from, you know, Phoenix, Ninja, Dangerous Man, Infinity, McCartney, you know, straight through to, you know, Devil, Infinity.
Yeah. Some of those names are, you know, household names.
The Burning Now, and, you know, Cyclone. Oh damn,
Oh my
Paul Towsley
God.
with a massive spear.
Out of nowhere. Paul Towsley. Holy crap.
The disaster store with some traction now.
Oh, I think, yeah. Where have you been, Paul Towsley? Jeez, I mean, God damn, that was emphatic there.
I know where you are.
We often talk about this, don't we, that confidence, I think, is, you know, half the battle. I think you can have all the attributes physically, but you've got to have it mentally as well. And I think, now that Paul Townsley has been named as #1 contender again, clearly you've just seen there a shift in mentality already for Paul there. This is going to build on his momentum now. God damn, he just reversed Phoenix's move there and
broke him in half.
spear out of nowhere, and that was that. And we've got a big 6-man tag team match coming up, Dave. Going to see the return of Nick Nitro, of course, and RV3 actually here. Pardon me.
Yeah, you know, Nick Nitro again was one of the casualties of the scramble match. You know, the last seen in the main event of Forsaken 2 weeks ago now, when he went up against the then global champion, the Burning.
That's right, yeah. Yeah,
And
and I think you had sort of a bit of a hangover. We've seen Dave with Dangerous Man, with Tornado, and well, Infinity's on a sabbatical now, until we're hearing at least a month or two. It's really affected these guys, hasn't it? I think that was what um, my thought process was after last week's match. That's why I seemed a bit subdued after, I should have been congratulating Devil, really. So I apologise for that, ladies and gentlemen. I wasn't very professional, but I think I did have genuine concerns, Dave, for Dangerous Man, and seeing what happened to Nick Nitro, and seeing those guys getting diagnosed, with post-concussion syndrome at least. And even if it was just temporarily, it's still, dangerous. Multiple
well,
knocks to your head on the concrete's not good for your
the
health.
doctors only allow 2 or 3 major concussions before their career's over.
Yeah, that's right.
So
Yeah, I mean, look at the likes of, Bret the Hitman Hart from WWF days, too many knocks to the head, and doctors will just tell you that you can't step through those ropes ever again.
that's it.
And nothing's worth, your life, Dave. Some of these men like Dangerous Man, Devil, Nick Nitro, they would die for the global or the GFW title if it meant becoming champ again. But in reality, nothing is worth putting everything on the line. Surely you want to live to come back and fight another day, right? But I think some of those guys' their will to win is just too great. They just don't know how to give up.
I think before it used to be the case of, well, we're young, we could take it, we could still keep going, this is fine. But I've noticed personally, since Dangerous Man's signed with us and been part of the company, he spent more time on the shelf than he has in the ring. And the rumours that are spiraling around the locker room is that this is his last year.
Yeah.
And it seems to be proving more and more factual, for the simple fact that, he's always hurt, he's always out. And that's even during this awesome tag team championship run with Resistance.
I mean, Dave, I hear from a very reliable source, I'll keep them unnamed at this moment, but someone close to Dangerous Man that I know very well and talk to on a regular basis behind the scenes, and it's not you, kind of like, is that Dangerous Man wants to retire on his own terms. He doesn't want to, be like a ninja where, you retire too early because of injury. He wants to be able to retire from wrestling before wrestling retires him. Does that make sense? I mean, that is what I've heard from a source close to D-Man himself. I suppose there is always that argument that you can have that one extra match that you probably shouldn't. But but I suppose that by the same token, it is hard to give up what you love to do. RV3 now. The reimagined RV3 also back here tonight after a minor throat injury we're hearing as well, sustained a few weeks ago. Here comes Carlton Cole now. I mean, this kid's just had a crazy rise. Had a crazy journey, as it were. You know, sure we mentioned it in depth, I think, last week. You know, he was a fan of the business, and now he's a superstar. It's unbelievable what he's accomplished here so far.
Carlton's like that dream come true type deal. Like, he's been a fan of the business, you know, he has favourites. You know, he's told us, you know, a few of the guys that he's followed since day one. But he kicks, I should have said, he punches ass very well.
That's a good way to put it, actually.
And you know, his skills as an amateur boxer have transferred over into this environment really, really well.
Carlton now, Dave, we're seeing Raul come to the ring now, and both of these men were actually beating up blind men, kind of like that. Both of these men, you know, came up short in last week's quarter-finals of the tournament we had, which will of course recommence tonight. Raul falling to the Pillar Prince, and of course Carlton coming up short against Connell as well.
Well, you know, Raul's issue, Nick, is that Raul is a Olympic level competitor. You know, he lost to Sunset Kid. Sunset Kid became, you know, a gold medalist. That didn't sit with him well. He followed Sunset Kid here to GFW. He blinded Sunset Kid with a fireball because, you know, that's what normal thinking people do.
That's what people do in Spain. It's kind of like,
and it took Sunset Kid 2 months before he could see his newborn daughter. Now, and that's not despicable. This guy definitely is.
Yeah, I think as you see the limo door opening, yeah, I couldn't agree more with that, Dave. I think that Raul, of all the things we've seen in the history of our business, you know, Raul knowing, you know, the night that he attacked Sunset Kid, it was all perfectly orchestrated. He knew Sunset Kid after his match against, I believe it was Imran, all those months ago, you know, that Sunset was going to be laid off on paternity leave. And he took those precious moments away from Sunset Kid that you can't really ever recapture. You know, that's how personal this is between those two. I'm surprised Dallas.
The good news is the fact that Sunset Kid has fully recovered and he will return at Battlefront, I believe.
That's right, Dave, yeah, he will be in the illustrious 30-man Battlefront match on one of them, of course, at least, the fights side. Dave, we have to touch on Battlefront. I mean, how excited are you for this? I mean, you mentioned it a few weeks ago, you know, it is letting our viewers know that it's the previously was the Over the Edge match. And the rules of that match, folks, just in case you've never seen one before, are that 2 men will start this match. Of course, in every minute or minute and a half or 2 minutes, depending on what show it is, a new superstar will come out until all 30 men have entered. Elimination can only occur by an opponent being thrown over the top rope and both feet landing on the floor. And that will continue, Dave. Eliminations will continue until there's 1 man left standing. And that 1 man on Fight and on Forsaken, respectively, will get their opportunity at gold at Kill the World.
Now we all know, how big this match will be. God rest his soul, Gilliath, Big Shot won the first ever over the edge match.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah, people forget that.
He became heavyweight champion, at the then Coliseum, I think it was called.
He did, I remember it well. He actually beat the champion at that time was Damien. And he ended up, he beat Damien at the event to become what I think was his only global title.
Oh boy,
Straight away. Play with my mate, eh? Play with my mate.
First move and last move of the night, can
Nick Knightley and Raoul, I believe it's the first time these men have ever faced, and Nick Knightley, Dave, returns tonight after his layoff. RB3 back after that minor throat injury scare he had last week.
Well, to be fair, how many repetitive stuns will you take to the throat before your trachea goes nope?
Yeah, man. Actually, I beg your pardon, it was actually a super fight, not last week, however. Oh my god, what the hell is this?
Oh! Oh!
Your pink and black ass is mine, son! This is mine, sons! Oh god. And Dave, we have to also, I have to ask you about what we've witnessed midweek. We actually got, or we had a message rather, a garbled transmission, I think it was, from a man by the name of Bill Butler, taking credit for the assailants' attacks on fight last week. Now, of course, 5 days, he's given Mr. O 5 days to respond. Mr. O did respond, but he's not given him what he wants. And we were hearing that the GFW.net website there is currently down at the moment. We're trying to get it back up and running where we can, but it's been quiet here today, hasn't it? I mean, the security have done a double sweep of the building. There's no sign of anyone here. Oh! I mean, I just don't feel safe, do you? First on Monday night, now on Friday night,
I definitely feel uneasy with either one. It's almost too quiet.
Yeah.
I think, Butler has a point. He's investing all this time and effort into constructing this, this division for the Rise, which is going to be like a talent development type deal, and for this to be shut down and unceremoniously, you can see why he's having an issue.
Yeah, they come to some kind of an agreement apparently, and Butler was promised by Mr. O that, oh my god, who are we, 3? Oh. Yeah, he was promised, whatever it was he was promised, TV time, I think, but it's not come to pass. And I mean, Dave, in business, we are making record profits here, but by the same token, like we said last week, I mean, it's their own the haze, they've got people that they owe money to, and it's going to take time, I think, just to get to where they need to be financially.
Well, I'm almost certain that Eric Hay and David Hay and Mr. Orchiston all owe Albert Hay money. I'm pretty sure he was the money bags behind a majority of this resurgence, but there is other outside factors.
Well, Dave, this is one of the... Oh!
The power.
Oh my god, we've seen this in Super Fight. Oh wow. Yeah, that's one of the reasons, Dave, as well, I think, that, we have sponsors, we have license agreements, things that bring us in money, as well as, TV money, ratings, of course, play a big part, but, that money wasn't just there, that capital, that's really capital you have to invest in. Over time. Oh my god, what the hell is this?
The Hell Divers, that's what that is.
The Hell Devil must have been Carlton's favourite tag team when he was a kid. Damn.
I thought it was resistance. He took a heel and he's back ass roads.
Came fucking 3 weeks early. You can see Silver Shade's fucking broken sledge. But yeah, I mean, and what did you make, Dave, as well, when the news broke about when they missed their overall investigation of security team and they found out that System Shock was the one that actually had, let them in. Oh my god, change of direction just like that, switching gears. Oh, shut your legs. Yeah, System Shock was the mole, apparently, as it was put on the website.
Now again, System Shock, the wrestler with that black soul, proving once again, he's starting over the fact that he was released.
Yeah.
By Mr. O.
Oh my god.
At the beginning of fight, he's the Patriots, the Machine and Virus won.
Yeah.
And those two brain dead morons will follow System Shock into war, and that's what's happened. System Shock has literally lit the fuse to allow the Rise roster to start this war against Fight.
Yeah, that's what this is now, Dave. We're hoping that it was just a one-off mistake, by our security team last week. But we've doubled security here. We've done multiple sweeps of the building. And there's no signs, so I mean this is a good sign, like you say, but it does feel like too quiet almost around here this week. Oh! We're almost through half of a fight now and there's no sign of any more matches being interrupted here. Oh, they're always being up top. Oh, we know what's coming next. Oh! Oh, and Carlton kicks out and...
Decent drop kick by JR Dallas. Oh, and Carlton Cole just wiped him out. There's no love lost between these two guys, that's for sure.
No, that's right. I mean, Carlton's going to go down there as, winning the feud between him and Dallas, but of course he came up short against Dallas's headhunter, but you're right, I mean Dallas is not going to let that fly, the Dallas that we know.
And that's why he hired that giant beast of humanity, headhunter.
Yeah, that's right, he's always been known to have, he likes other people do his dirty work for him. Oh god, here comes Carlton now, he's about to take on this monster. Oh my god,
Oh, wow. Oh,
clotheslines. Oh, he took him by surprise and hit him with a drop kick on that third attempt.
Oh, elbow to the throat.
Oh my god. Dave, that's
Hey,
another thing. I mean, that's...
Oh, elbow! Oh, the impact!
Oh my god. And that's going to be a huge... You mentioned Carnage, Dave, earlier on. I can't believe that he has taken the global title from the Burnling's grasp, but the Night Night Endeavour, that's going to be the Night Night Endeavour 2, actually. And if it's anything like the first match, that's going to be something to behold, right? I mean,
Definitely.
can't take all that punishment again, surely.
Well, hopefully this is Night was smart enough to dodge the DKO from top rope, can I?
And we're hearing that Devil will be back on fight, of course, next week. The GFW Undisputed Champion, hold on here.
We'll definitely be taking an invested interest in this match just to see how Nick Knight was recovered from the brutal scramble match and his brutal match against the Burman.
Yeah, Dave. I mean, I obviously I'm not in Mr. O's head, but I would say that, you know, if knowing Mr. O, he's probably taking a precautionary measure tonight and putting Nick Knight over here in a 6-man tag team match. There's definitely a precautionary feel to this. But again, I could be wrong. Oh!
Yep.
Oh! RV3. Oh, look at the power. Oh no. If I go out of that there. Oh!
Impaler DDT.
Oh, wait a minute now. Come on. Ref. Come on, this is the
Holy!
Diddly diddly diddly. Ouch! God's sake. Oh, in the corner of that announce table.
Oh.
Jesus. Oh, RB3 with the counter there. And that's counting you down, guys. Oh, Roberts running Headhunter's head into the apron there. And RV3, Carlton and Nick Knight now won this match by counter. Headhunter couldn't answer the count. And they've done it here.
Yeah, we've got the flash of the old Robert Vendor on the brutal outside assault, enough to disable Headhunter long enough for a 10 count.
Yeah. He just got back in the ring himself just in time as well. Top 1%, eh, guys? Can Tunsil early, lads. What the fuck? What the fuck? Right, man. I'm just going to start part 2, mate. I'll just be 2 secs.